Producers have been asking me in the comments section what I think about the Kyle Beats situation. So I went and watched the video, which is titled "Famous Rapper Stole," in quotation marks, "stole my beat," and the song went platinum. And it's a pretty amazing story. There were a few parts of the story that threw me way off. I'm sure you've seen this video. Kyle Beats is huge in the online YouTube music producer space. And this exact video is one of his top 10 most popular, most watched videos. It's probably going to become top 3 given that it just dropped and it's already at over 1 million views.
Imagine getting the biggest song in your life and never getting credited, paid, or even knew that it existed.
So just to quickly summarize what went down, and this was the first part that kind of threw me off about the video, Kyle Beats' beat wasn't stolen, but that Mexican OT's biggest song, his hit song called Johnny Dang featuring Paul Wall, used a sample from one of Kyle Beats' old kits. So in this video, he's trying to figure out the legal recourse that he can take in order to get credit and money for this stolen sample.
The Nightmare Drum Kit. Toby Ali, Jonah Abrams, and Johnny Snipes.
I love how we call Johnny Shipes Johnny Snipes. Johnny Shipes owes me money for a beat that I'm never gonna get.
If you don't know Derez, he's someone who's helped me so much in the past making kits. He helped me move into the studio.
Someone named Derez made the loop. So then it becomes this kind of heartwarming story where Kyle Beats is now fighting for his friend's honor. You know, he's fighting on behalf of Derez to get some credit for the man and to get some money for him and ultimately to get a plaque for him, which is a great asset to any producer's career. You know, a platinum hit single that you co-produced, that you composed. Derez should get something that he made the sample and it was stolen. No one ever contacted him, right?
Derez probably doesn't even know about it, dude. I think I might wait till I have it figured out to call Derez. I need to hit up somebody right now, dude. Maybe I should hit up my lawyer.
So here are my goals right now. I need to get in contact with Mexican OT's team, the label, or whoever is in control of this song. Unfortunately, I have to tell Derez that there's been a song that's been out for a year and he potentially might be a platinum music producer. Goal number 3, we gotta get at least Derez credited on this song and maybe even paid for it as well. Goal number 4 is get him a plaque. I have a feeling this song is platinum, and if it is, I wanna be the one that delivers him the plaque.
So you can look up if things are gold, if they're platinum. I'm gonna look up the song right now. So this is the RIAA website. If you don't know, this is for some reason, the foundation, whatever the fuck they are, association.
The RIAA is a third-party group that works for the major labels, and they're the ones who audit the sales equivalents, streams, all that, to certify whether or not a album or single meets the requirements to be considered gold, platinum, or diamond. They're actually the organization, the trade organization that's currently suing these AI platforms on behalf of the big 3, the 3 major record labels.
So if this song has made $1 million, it's platinum. If it's made $500,000, which it definitely has, it's gold.
No, so 1 million units sold is platinum and 500 units sold is gold. But because streaming has come along, they've had to adjust these numbers and create sales equivalents. So now if you drop a single and it gets 75 million qualified streams, then it's gold.
That Mexican OT featuring Paul Wall and Drody, Johnny Dang, platinum song, dude. Derez is platinum and he doesn't even know it, dude. Oh, what do I do, dude? We need to get him credit or something and paid or something, dude. Okay.
All right. I think what I'm going to start doing is hitting up and starting to contact his managers.
I related so much to this part. Not that I've ever done what Kyle Beats is doing, which is to get somebody else paid for a sample that was used without their clearance and without assigning them a portion of the equity in the song. But I've had to do that for myself. Exactly the same scenario here happened to me, where a fan reached out and said, hey, they used your loop on such and such a track. This has happened to me more than once. Come to find out that track that my loop was used in has gone gold or platinum. And then I have to figure this out because as the copyright owner of that sample, of that original audio recording / composition, nobody can legally use that in a new sound recording without clearing it with me. So generally when this happens, I just contact whoever is in charge of a project, the A&R, the producer, whoever. They put me in contact with the people that I need to talk to and we handle it. I get the credit. I'm written into the underlying composition as a co-writer. I get the plaque. If it's certified gold or platinum, and life is good. It is this frustrating fight when in fact I make it so simple for people to just contact me when this type of thing happens. I mean, obviously this is what I want to happen when I drop a sample pack. I want people to sell tons of leases with them. They don't have to share that money with me, but if they get a placement, which I want to happen, then yeah, cut me in, and I make it simple. So for example, I've told this story before about a Nia Sultana record that I find out years after it's released that the producer used one of my loops for the entire song. That loop was from my Damn That Hurt Volume 4 drum kit, which had this folder full of compositions in it. But you see right here, this was written in 2021, in very plain English, there's this README file that says, I just want 20% of the composition. Here's my email address. Email me when something happens, when you get a placement. It's so simple. In that case, the producer didn't email me. I reached out to them when I found out what happened, and they were like, the label sent me paperwork and I didn't have a lawyer, so I just ignored it because I didn't know what the paperwork meant. Why are we so fucking stupid, man?
I don't necessarily want to hit my lawyer and have him hit their lawyer and da-da-da-da and go back and forth and we want money. It's like, so let me just see if like, hey, you guys have made $1 million.
So I'm wondering why he didn't just go to the lawyers. If this is a case of copyright infringement where he's entitled to money and equity in the song, why not just go right to the lawyers? I don't think he did the wrong thing. I think he lucked out because that Mexican OT's people are responsive, as you'll see in a second. But it was just an interesting decision.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, dude? Nice to meet
How
you.
you doing? Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm familiar with you, bro. I didn't even know that was a loop that the guy used.
So already this is super encouraging, and if that was the kind of initial conversation I was having with somebody's manager, I would feel good about the situation.
I want to be the one that purchases the platinum plaque, and in order to be able to purchase it, you have to get credited on it. What I'm gonna do now is send over the info that we need. Then I have a feeling that their team or the label or both are going to make us some sort of like resolution, something type of offer. They're gonna be like, here's money, sign this fucking thing saying that we own this fucking loop now. That's essentially what is gonna happen. They never cleared it, we're in control. So I'm excited, I wanna do this cleanly.
So yeah, this seems like an open and shut case, right, of copyright infringement. It's not always like that. So when I figured out what was going on with the song that I talked about before that used my loop, the label just basically said, we're not giving you shit. Obviously, we could fight that. Was it worth it? Was that a platinum single, that Nia Sultana track? No, it wasn't. The other thing that complicates things is people think relationships in the music business are great. It's not always great to be connected to everyone in the music business. So I brought this to my manager, and he happened to know Nia Sultana's manager. He didn't want to be heavy-handed with his approach. I should have gotten some money since they didn't even pay the original producer that made the beat with my stolen loop, right? This situation is still ongoing. It's a long story. It's just a really ugly situation when people aren't cooperative and when people aren't eager for a resolution. In Kyle's case, that Mexican OT's team is eager for a resolution.
A few days later, I got a call from someone by the name of Greg. He is the CEO of OT. He said he worked with Young Money, aka he's the guy running the show. And basically by the end of the call, he was like, just tell me what you want and we'll go from there. There was that song that got a lot of streams using one of my loops from a pack.
What was the name of the track?
So it's by Mexican OT. It's called Johnny Dang. It just went platinum last month. Their team and just was like, hey, like that's our loop from the thing. No one cleared it. The song just went platinum. You know, they have no problem with it. I was like,
I love how dramatic this is with the music. They did a really amazing job. There's a high production value to this video. I see why it's at over 1 million views.
you know, it'd be good to just like get paid while not tarnishing the
Let's
relationship.
back up.
What I'm gonna do now is call my boy Greg, CEO of Mexican OT Infinity, and I'm just gonna make him a little offer, we'll say. His name's Greg, right?
Money
Is this
time.
him?
See, he deserves to be paid, right?
What's poppin'?
Hello. Like, what do you think is, in your opinion, do you think is fair for an advance? Because I could throw some numbers high or low, but I'm just like, I just want to know your thoughts too.
You know what's interesting is that the lawyer advised him to move forward in negotiating with Greg. This part threw me off too. Why wouldn't the lawyer just contact Greg and say, this is what we want? This is when I started getting a little suspicious, and there's a plot twist at the end that makes it clear why alarm bells were going off in my head.
You know, we usually I run a clean business, and then if there is anything like from the past, like, with OT, like just dropping music, before it was always like, either like a swap out or, it was a few grand. Like, this is different. This is all new territory for me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he just said a few grand. So again, this is encouraging. His team seems very willing to rectify the situation. So let's fast forward to the resolution and the plot twist.
Yeah, we're gonna get in with you when we get over there to Dallas.
Right.
That doesn't
And if
look
you're
like a
wondering
plaque.
if Derez got paid or not, well, no. This pack was originally released through a website I had called Pure Sound, where it was labeled as completely royalty free. So, to celebrate going platinum,
Me and Derez decided to drop a melody pack.
This is what I mean. This is the plot twist. So if you release something, producers, follow along here. If you drop something and it's royalty free, that means you don't get equity in the song. That means you don't get paid any advance on royalties or royalties thereafter. That means you're just completely forfeiting any sort of financial interest in whatever is created with your loop, okay? There was never any chance that they were going to get paid for this. There was never any chance that they were going to get equity in the record. There was very little honestly, I'm trying to figure out how they can even get credited to the effect of them getting a plaque. And maybe someone in the comments can help me out. I'm sure there's a way to do that. And it looks like that Mexican OTs team is really, really invested in doing good business and going out of their way to handle a situation that, me, I'm on the side of the producers all the time. But in this case, if I were them, I would have asked straight up, was it royalty free? And if Kyle Beats had said, yeah, it is, then I would have been like, okay, then there's not really anything for us to talk about. What they could do, I guess, is adjust the credits via their distributor so that it includes the names of the composers of that loop, in that case, Kyle Beats and Derez, and they would send a screenshot of that as proof to Jewelbox or whatever company is in charge of creating the platinum plaques. They approve of it, they get the plaques, they still have to pay for the plaque, and then they can put that on their resume and sell more kits, and that's what it looks like they're doing. Because when you get a placement from a royalty-free pack, the only way to monetize and capitalize on that opportunity is by using it to promote a product that you're actually going to make money off of, because you're not making money off the royalty-free sample, even if it gets placed with a major. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of using Splice. It's royalty-free. You don't owe those creators anything. That's why Dope Boys has changed their model from royalty-free to this royalty tier system. I like the video a lot, but it's also really frustrating, because initially Kyle Beats was saying we have all the leverage in the situation. I was like, yeah, you do, because you own this sample. You didn't give them permission to drop this, but when you release a pack that's royalty-free, then yes, you're giving them permission to do whatever they want with it. So if you're someone that uses loop packs, read the terms, please. Also, if you're a sound designer and you release loop packs, be careful and also be very clear. I can't stand when I get a pack and it says, contact me for clearance. I'm like, there's no point in me using your samples if I have to clear them. Just tell me what you're expecting in the case of a placement. I don't want to use your samples if I have to clear them, because I may as well just sample something off of a record and go through the clearance process. The point of using a loop pack is to avoid sample clearance. It's to make it easy, create very clear and sample clearance guaranteed terms for your own peace of mind, so you don't end up in this kind of situation, and for the peace of mind of producers who are using those loops, so they know exactly what to expect. I wish I didn't read the comments. I'm confused. It's a free loop. Why does he need to be paid? This is why the music producer community is so fucked up. We don't understand how the music business works at all. You did the free kit. Next time, sell it. It's 100% your fault. Oh, God. I need to stop reading these comments, but there are hundreds of them just like this. You know how sometimes people give away free stuff on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace? They might give away a free Stephen King book. You get that book for free. That doesn't mean you have the right to copy it and distribute it and sell it as you see fit. You can't be this moronic I need to. Ooh. So no, the fact that Kyle Beats gave this kid away for free does not mean he has relinquished all of his rights to it. What is a problem for him and Derez is that evidently, according to him, he said it himself, he released it on a royalty-free basis, which is why at the end of the video, he very clearly said, and I wish he had focused more on it, but he didn't. No one got paid.
No.
Because they labeled it as royalty-free.
Where it was labeled as completely royalty-free.
And I just saw this DJ Payne was about to drop a 3-hour breakdown on the nuance. Okay, copyright law is incredibly nuanced. This video is not 3 hours. Trust me, I don't need Weaver on my ass again. Payne is very needed here. You know what? It feels good to be needed. Thank you.